Welcome, Lords. How are we doing today?
Best damn day of my life.
I love it. Love it.
Can't lie though, I have COVID, so I'm feeling kind of shitty.
You got the cove. You got the cove. Congratulations. Lucky you. How many times have you had it?
This will be number 4, actually.
4. What are you, just making out with the world or what? Jeez Louise.
All this damn work with the kids, man. They're like a flu factory.
True that. All right, let's get into it, guys.
I don't regret it at all, no.
Nah, of course not. Consequences come with the territory. All right, Will, go for it, buddy. You got your hand up first. That you're ready to go. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm going to be quick. Just a little update. And like I said again, Cass, thank you for everything you do, bud. You lead in the right direction.
You're welcome, buddy.
Monday, yesterday, I planned on kind of getting some funds together and kind of getting some money together for Michelle, and so she could supply whatever she needed for Christmas. And she beat me to the punch. What am I going to do? I don't have any money. And I go, I don't know. I wanted to kind of be a surprise for her. I got stuff together, went to the bank, paid some bills, figured out what I was going to do. And able to do to the max, and I gave her every freaking penny that I could. Shit, it's Christmas. Anyway, handed her an envelope and just said, I hope you're able to get what you need for the kids, and Merry Christmas. This is what I got. Hope you make the best of it. And she said, "You want to go shopping?" I said, "Well, yeah." Now, part of me is kind of scared of it because every time we've gone shopping in the past for Christmas, we have a budget, and she does not understand what budget is. But, anyway, I gave her the cash. I said, "This is yours. I'll go with you. I'll help you pick stuff out. That sounds great. Maybe we can get a bite to eat afterwards or something. That's fine." She said, "And I'm going to Megan's Saturday and do Christmas with them. They're in Arkansas." She said, "But Katie and Macy are coming by Sunday evening, and I think Josie and her son and his wife and their kids are coming Sunday evening. You want to come?" He said, "I think we're going to do, I don't want to cook. We're going to do something light." I said, "That sounds great, because you end up bending over backwards for everybody and doing so much, and half the food doesn't get eaten." But anyway, I'm just thrilled that without asking for it, I was invited, man.
Yeah, man.
And that's the biggest step I've had in 9 months.
Yeah, man. I think we're seeing lots of progress here. There's lots of unanswered questions, but you're not in a rush to push it, to try to fix it, you're moving forward. And so I think you should just be happy with the progress, man. This is good. I like it a lot.
I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. I'm trying not to put too much into it, but the fact that she asked me to spend time with her doing something, she may have a little guilt as far as taking money from me. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Don't even worry about any of that. Don't even worry about that.
Right.
Just
going to spend time with
her. Yeah, because any of those kinds of thoughts, Will, that's what sucks you down that negative rabbit hole, right? And we don't want that. We just want to stay focused on the journey that we're going on, the structure we're trying to provide. In this case, for a lot of it was you mental, and now she's feeling your energy, dude, or whatever it is. We're not going to assume too much, but we're going with the direction it's going. I'm happy with this. Good for you, man. Good.
Me too, man.
Your budget thing, just try to remind her when you go in there, "Hey, babe, we got whatever it is, $200 per kid or whatever. How do you want to do this?" Something like that, or I suggest we go here, something like this. Try to keep her on track, because you said you squeezed every last penny. You don't have the money. So stay ahead of it. Okay.
One house has got 6, one house has got 5, and then there's the other couple. And I'm like, I'm suggesting maybe so much per house. And
well, yes and no. Like,
something
that you guys got to remember when it comes to budget is, like, it doesn't matter actually how much you're spending per. That's just an easy way to do it. But you might find something that's worth, let's say it's $200 a kid, but 120 over here and 80 for here. That's okay if it's meaningful, thoughtful, something that they want. I think that people get too wrapped up in this. Remember, what you're trying to teach your kids is to be grateful for what they get and the thought that goes behind it, right? So keep that in mind, but try to keep her on track if budget's an issue. Any of you guys, budget's an issue. Good.
She said something that's more productive than anything I've heard of her. She actually said the kids my kids may have to just get a card or a little something so we can spend money on the grandkids. I said, that happens in life. As you get older, your gifts get less because the kids get bigger. I'm glad she's finally grasped that.
Well, I think it depends. I wouldn't say glad she's finally grasped it. I think it just depends on your preference. But that's the way I was raised. I don't speak to that family. But I remember a lot of the people in my family were like that. You get presents until you have your own kids. Then it goes to the grandkids, right? Or the nieces and nephews or whatever, right? So, yeah, whatever floats your boat, man. Just shouldn't be a big issue. Just keep it cool,
Yeah.
Cool.
Every wife does it.
Oh, my wife says it's called girl math. Every wife does it.
I know that. It's that's my biggest concern is just getting into a disagreement over, okay, we're almost out of money and we still got 6 people to shop for. And I'm going to handle it the best I can and just
just remember,
firm, but
if you have to, you keep a notepad on your calculator going if you have to, if you can't do the math in your head, and you just kind of run it. Okay, we got to be careful on this one. I know we want to get it. I wonder if we can find it cheaper somewhere. What do you think? Because I want to make sure there's money left over, right? You might have to. And I know that I don't like to teach or lecture, but we have to still make sure it's clear under a time crunch here. Okay? Cool?
Sure.
All right.
I got it.
Kelly,
I
go.
appreciate you.
You got it, man. You too.
Yeah, hey,
I lost you, Kel.
she was
Kelly,
pretty upset the whole.
Kelly, didn't hear a thing.
Hold on,
Turn off your video. Try that.
yeah, my earpiece went out.
Okay.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we had court this morning. She was apparently pretty upset the whole time, just eyes watering, eyes red. And the theme, so to speak, was she's hurting on money. She had the child care.
Sorry, Kelly. The theme was what about money? She has no money?
The theme was she's hurting on money.
Oh, okay.
The child care was up there, was mentioned a few times by the attorney. Anyways, so it got done. I waited after the hearing for her. She went to the little counselor's room or whatever, talked to her attorney, and then so I stood by for 5-10 minutes, and I got a text saying, "Hey Kelly, I left. Whatever. Can I pick up the girls this afternoon? I'm taking off. Can I pick up the girls this afternoon?"
Kelly, keep going.
So what my question is again, so obviously she's hurting emotionally, obviously financially. I told the judge and the attorney that I got an extension, but I told them in the meantime I would help her with finances. And with that being said, she obviously doesn't want to talk today, but am I out of line? Because I want nothing more than to just, comfort her. She's hurting bad. Would I be out of line by stopping by before she picks up the kids and
let's
not
go to
talking?
Let's go to the first problem.
Giving a hug.
Let's go to the first thing. So the first thing is, are you paying what you're supposed to pay? What do you mean you got an extension?
I got an extension as far as the court goes. I didn't have an attorney. I told her attorney I wasn't signing anything.
Yeah, no, that's not what I asked. So you got an extension with delaying the divorce, or what are you saying?
Just delaying, yeah.
Okay, so you didn't answer my question. The question is, are you paying her what she's supposed to? She's hurting for money. Are you paying her what she's entitled to? It could be gray because you made money last year and this year you're in school. Is it gray?
Yeah. It's pretty gray because I've been out of work for a year. We took the equity and split it 50-50.
I know. You don't have to explain it. That's what I'm saying. So if it's gray, it's gray. So you don't have the money to pay, and you let the judge know that?
The judge knew.
And are you blowing money on you when you're not doing your responsibilities?
No, not at all.
Okay, so then there's really nothing you can do there. So as far as comforting her, that's just, so by the way, that's just a fact of life, guys. When you get divorced, it costs fucking more, and people are fucking, they lose this. They have an illusion, right? But 2 homes, 2 sets of toys, different childcare, all kinds of issues. Like, people forget that there's all these other costs, and they just think it's all dreamland here. And I don't mean women, I mean people. So it is what it is. Just maintain your composure, keep it cool, provide structure the best way that you can. And reality is the structure here, right? Because you don't have to overtalk it when you have this conversation. That's why I asked if you told the judge, because the facts should be known, right? I realize that I owe X amount of dollars because of the notice of assessment or whatever you call it in the States last year. However, this year I went to school. And so I will have a tax credit coming up. You know, I have different kind of income, though. There'll have to be an adjustment there. What do you think about that? They're going to roll with that. There's nothing you can do. You're not working, you're in school, right? So just let that happen as it's supposed to happen. As far as going to comfort her, man, how are you going to comfort her? Think about this. I don't like to coach. I like to mentor you, but just think about it. She's going through it. She's hurting. I'm not saying you're not, but she's feeling really shitty about where she's at. She's hurting. And I mean, to the point where she left and then let you know she left, right? So I don't think that going there to give her a hug, for example, is anything but for you to try to fix it. And it's not going to fix it,
Yeah.
right?
I thought about that for a good, ever since I left court this morning. Is this my nice guy? Is this?
I don't think it's your nice guy. I think you genuinely love her. I just want you to realize you're not going to fix anything. You're being a man. Men try to fix things, right? You love her. You want her to feel better. This sucks. You're hurting. It'd be nice to have a hug for you too. I wouldn't even go into the nice guy here. I think the whole situation's shitty, and we just have to realize where we're at. If anything, I would suggest, hey, babe, are you good with the girls today? Of course she's going to say yes, because it's probably her piece right now, right? Her distraction right now. But that doesn't mean it's not your piece too, you know? And so if you want, you can definitely ask something like that. Hey, are you good with the girls, or would you mind if I came and got them? Go for what you want too, right? You know? That might put you together.
Well, yeah, I'm as far as I'm relatively fine. The first thing I needed was the gym. You know, like that was the first thing I did when I got home. But I was good all through the morning, all through court. You know, like it stings a little. It's reality, but like it just fucking hurts seeing her distraught, seeing her having to go through this shit. Man.
So just send that message. Shitty day, babe. Shitty day. Send a voice. Send a video. Thinking about you. Leave it like that. Leave the door open.
Okay. But there's also the financial aspect of it. This is all off the record, right? Like I told the judge I would contribute financially, just like I said, off the record. No set amount. I'll you know, if she needs help financially, I can help her financially. I know it's Christmas time. So I mean,
well, hold on. Again, you just said that you're like, are you behind on what you owe, or are you?
No, I'm not. No. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not behind.
So this would just be extra.
This would just be her. You know, like I said, she's hurt. She's one struggling. I noticed with the mortgage, the house that she's in is still under our name. It's under my account, and I noticed that when she'll go deposit money, and when she did, she was like, I think it was like $60 or $80 short on it, which, you know, obviously I didn't say anything, but well, I can just tell she's, you know, like I gave her $600 the other day. We sold a car.
I don't care about the details.
I split it.
You shouldn't care.
Okay.
So like, think about it like this. If you have the money and your name's on the house too, you've got to make sure you protect both of them. Like, come on. Like, we got to be logical here. We're $60 or $80 short. Just put the money in. Don't say a fucking word. You know what I mean? Second thing is, you don't know what she's spending her money on, but this is part of that reality of the situation right now. I'm not saying she is or is not, but you need to have a conversation if you're going to be helping her, because now she's choosing to not be with the man who wants to be with her. So this is the problem with the nice guy. Now you want to just fulfill, you know, non-obligatory things where, and I'm not picking sides here for man or woman right now. Just look at the logics of it. She doesn't want to be with you and you feel bad because she's hurting. Let me give you $1,000. It's Christmas time. Well, it doesn't work that way. Like, that's like when Pete's wife wanted to move. Okay, I'm gonna go buy a new fucking van. Can you pay for it? Go fuck yourself. You're choosing to
Dude,
leave. You know what I mean? I don't mean this in a terrible way. I don't mean this in a bad way. I mean, you literally have to keep your nice guy in check. You're not fixing, you're supporting the non-solution. The solution is, hey, look, I've actually changed a lot. So fulfill your obligation. You can't have a mortgage go south, and that would be really shitty. It's a totally different conversation if she's drinking every night. It'd be really shitty if she's buying lingerie and fucking clothes and shoes, you know? But we don't know what she's spending her money on, I dare say, unless you're looking at the account, which you may or may not have to do. But you have to be realistically thinking about how this goes. You can't support somebody who's choosing to not be with you where you would have a partnership and you'd be bringing this together. Okay?
I agree 100%. Whenever I looked over the requests or whatever, it was a little triggering, you know, but at the same time, I'm not taking it personally. But instantly, I'm thinking in my head, like you said, number one, you're the one quitting. You're the one getting out, trying to get out. Number two, you're the one with the job. She's requesting me to get insurance for the kids. She's like,
I would do that. I would cover insurance for the kids. Are you kidding? It's your kids, right? If she's not going to spend the money, somebody needs to, right? Doesn't matter what she's spending her money on. Like, you want your kids to be protected if they go to the hospital, right? And where do kids go a lot? The hospital, unfortunately. So, I mean, sometimes we have to eat it. You know, I'm not trying to be a dick here. I'm just trying to be realistic with where it's at.
I'm being as real as I can be too, you know, like I do have that side of me. And again, it doesn't come from anger. It just comes from, like you said, reality that, dude, you're the one leaving.
No, but don't put it on her. Say, I'm right here ready to be a partner. Put it on you.
Yeah, well, I am.
That's it. Just that's it. I'm ready to be a partner. But you don't have to say that to her. She knows. Right? So fulfill your that's why it's my first question whenever we talk about money is always, are you paying what you're supposed to pay? Because that's always the first question that we need to know. Remember we talked about this with Will the other day, well, a few weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, but what are the numbers? You can't just be paying and paying. Like, you have to know. You have to do the math.
So
right?
and that's where the trouble lies, is that number one, I don't know how much she has left over from what we split. I don't know if she's sitting on.
I don't think you can look at that. I don't think any of that matters, because you have to look at what what your obligation is to pay based off what you make. Last year, I don't know what you call it in the States. Here we call it notice assessment. Last year, it doesn't matter if I have no job this year. If I made 150 grand last year, that means I have to pay child support based off 2 children for 150 grand in your situation. That's it. End of story. Now, you don't have the money because you're in school this year or you're unemployed. You're still responsible for that money. That's how it works. It's just the way it goes. And usually, what I learned anyways, there's a base. Even when I was making no money after COVID and lost the gym, I still ended up having to pay money for not making any money. There's still a minimum, right? Even though I was making lots of money and then no money, I still had to pay. This is just the way it works. I'm not going to argue it. I'm not going to say it's right or wrong. I just know how it works. And you have to figure out how it works in your state. And if you are paying, which it sounds like you are, that's what you're responsible for. Then I would make sure that, yes, the mortgage is covered. I would never, it's going to suck, and it's a different conversation if she's buying her whole check worth on salaries every week. Different conversation. But right now, we don't know. So we're going to make sure we cover the difference in the mortgage. We'll make sure we talk again if she takes advantage of it. She's not paying for healthcare. She needs help with it. Well, that means if she needs help with it, she's not going to pay for the healthcare probably. Well, I'm not going to let my children not have healthcare in the United States. Not happening. So, if that's the case, then you cover it and you eat it. It sucks. But what we don't do is go above and beyond, like Will's Christmas gift for his wife and her kids. It's totally different, right? Because Will doesn't have anything else. Will wants to do this full on, and Will is choosing to spend the money in this way. You can do the same thing, but I'm going to pull you back to reality here first. Then you can choose. You can say, no, listen, I want to spend. Okay, that's what you want to do. You can.
Yeah, and it's something I feel obligated to, but
it shouldn't be obligation. It should be what you feel in your heart.
It's
bringing Will joy to give her, I'm just going to say $2,000 to go spend money on 10 kids. It's bringing him joy. Well, it's okay. You still have to be. Will still has to be careful that she doesn't take advantage, right? But Will's
that's a
getting
big
signs
chunk
that
of
things
what-
are moving forward. You're getting signs that things are moving away, apart. So I wouldn't engage in supporting. Yeah, here's my checkbook. You can have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, no, and that's yeah. By all means, that's in no way, shape, or form what I'm trying to. This isn't a trying to solve a problem or nice guy thing. This is just it feels like I should have some. She's spent presumably a lot of money. She gave me a list of all the stuff that she bought for the kids. She's chunked out a good chunk of money for presents. I feel like at the very least, it'd be a nice gesture to say, here, I recognize that you're going above and beyond to get these girls to have a good Christmas. Here's what I'd like to do.
I
to help.
disagree. Is that different than normal years? Is she doing it to try to compensate for what's going on? I mean, there's all kinds of reasons that people spend money like that. That's not right. And budget is budget. You might want to spoil your kids. Yeah. Guys, I get it. I have children. But if we don't have the money, we have to pay for health care. It is what it is. There are people that live on $50,000 a year with 4 kids, a couple. That's like common. Some people make this shit work because they have to. People that don't, it's because they're enabled. They don't have to figure it out. It is what it is. Sometimes it's a hard lesson. It's not your responsibility to teach her, but it's your responsibility not to enable.
Yeah.
Right?
No, our whole relationship's been me enabling.
Well, it might be.
I've been the happy wife, happy life guy. You need a couch, okay?
Well, then for your own good, I wouldn't be offering anything above what you need to do. I would say obligation-wise, right? Go ahead, Pete. You have an idea?
I was just gonna say, I looked it up. You're in Texas, right? So you have 2 kids. It's 25% of net monthly income. That's your obligation.
You see,
say that again.
25% of your net monthly income. Net? Did you say not gross?
Okay.
Net.
Yeah, net.
25% of your net for 2 kids. So and so for me here, like I'm responsible for like 80% of Castle's extracurricular on top of the child support. Like it's going to be different in every one of your states, probably, right? Could be similar, but you're responsible for certain things. Now, if she chooses not to get certain things, well, I'd have to have a conversation and figure out why I'd be paying for this or for that, right? Because she gets a good chunk of money every month.
Well, and there's it's further complicated too because of like I said, the equity that was split between us.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is until you get that sorted out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pete.
Child support is one thing. Child support is separate from that.
Yeah, correct.
That's an asset split. That's an asset split between the spouses. That is not child support.
Same with alimony. It's a separate charge. If you guys have alimony in your state, it's a separate.
It wasn't like it was a court ordered or we said here 50-50. It was I took care of my schooling and a year's worth of living, and basically she got the rest. And
well, then that money definitely doesn't matter then, dude. It's already been an even split. Like it is what it is. And if you made a deal where she got 70% and your 30% covered your schooling and your year of living or whatever, well then you made a deal. Like be a man with integrity. Yeah. It is what it is. Whatever happened there is, like Pete said, separate and also done. That's it. You just move on. Sometimes we get into this rut because you're like, well, like exactly sort of how your mind went, where it's like, well, you're choosing not to be with me. No, we don't need to be dicks about this. We just need to be real. That's it. And I don't think you're being a dick, but I want to be careful we don't go down the dick path. It is what it is.
Yeah,
separate. No, but it's not. If you're going, this is a keeping score thing. This is a nice guy thing. Well, I mean, she got this 20 grand extra from the equity. That's keeping score. But on a deal you already made, which you forgot about your score, that you took money for that, and separately that you should be a man with integrity. And if you were uneducated making a decision, and she did get 70% back then, well, that's the way it goes. You could have a conversation with her and be a man and say, what do you think about making some adjustments going forward? But more than likely, you should just eat your shit and carry on with life. Honestly, it's not worth it for 20 grand. Or whatever the difference is, 2. Fair?
Yes, sir.
You seem down now. Doesn't it make sense to you about the 20 grand is done already, or her equity is done already, and now it's separate from child support?
Yeah, I concur. I believe that's fair.
So what's with your tone change?
I'm sorry.
What's with your tone change? Your demeanor change?
I'm just trying to just calculate like what do I base off of? Do I base it off my old job, what I was making? Do I base it off of again?
This year's payments, this whole year, is 25% of your net income last year, whatever you filed for personal income last year. Okay, that's what you owe this year, regardless of how much money you made. That's what you owe. Now, you could check this with your state, but I doubt this is different anywhere. And then for this year, so next year when you're making payments, 2024, you'll be looking at the filings for 2023. Your 25% of your net income in Texas is what you pay for 2 kids. That's it. It's just math. And math, you hear me say this all the time, doesn't lie. That's it.
All right. Yeah, I'll take a look at
Excuse me.
what I made.
Next year, you'll owe a lot less, and you're going to feel this whole conversation creep up on you again because you'll owe less. But you'll probably make the same payment and have to catch up this year. You see? But now you don't have the money to then go, and well, maybe you do because you're working, but you've got to cut. Now you're going to have this, the health care. The mortgage is short. And wait till you find out she is spending money. She needs a holiday in Mexico, but the mortgage was short for the last 6 months. Like there's lots of logical, real hard conversations that have to happen as co-parents too. You still implement the reset. And if you could do this right, it can bring you guys closer, realizing that you can get through something very difficult, like money, which is already hard when you're together, never mind when you're separate and trying to, you owe me. Look, you're doing it already. Guaranteed she's doing it. Maybe she was just crying today in court because it's like, this is hard. This sucks. I don't want to have to ask him for money. Like there's so many different ways this could go. It's all opportunity for you guys to converse and get through a real hard conversation. Because it doesn't get any harder than, well, actually, I didn't make any money this year, so next year it's going to suck. But I do owe you money from last year, and I want to make sure I cover that. Do that before a judge tells you to. Be a man.
That's exactly what I want to do. I don't want, I don't know, man. I just want to fucking man. I just want to, yeah.
The thing is, you're not in the headspace for it yet because you approached the conversation with talking about her feelings and how they made you feel. You came into this conversation saying, I did the math and I'm short this much this year. I got to make up for it next year. How should I tell her? That's a totally different mindset, totally different way to come into the conversation. You're still stuck in that spot where you're focusing on her emotions and it's affecting you. And that's where you're trying to do this math while you got those emotions spinning in your head and it's blowing you up.
Which is why I was talking about you trying to fix it, right? You're not fixing it. You're literally just using the math that you have and doing what you're supposed to do as the man that you're proud of. That's it. You don't have to overcomplicate this. We remove the emotion from the decision. Then, after it's all said and done, you can bring some emotion in if you want to give a little more. But first things first, we organize what's real. For her, right. Feelings first, facts later. For you, facts first, feelings later. Okay? Go lead your wife. It's a good opportunity for you anyways, to be perfectly honest. This is one of the hardest. Finances is one of the top 3 things that fuck marriage up. So obviously it's going to be even harder for most people in a divorce situation. So fuck, man, use it as an opportunity to fucking get through one of the hardest problems you've ever had. If you've already recognized she's not good with money. This was a problem already. Investment is your thing. There's so many things that we've learned about you in our time together that show such an opportunity. Now that you have all these new skills to show up as a Lord in your wife, hopefully, in your marriage, and get your wife to see that you're totally different. You're responsible, you're loving, you're tender, and you provide. What's real? Notice provide is last because it's baseline normal. That's why my first question is always, did you pay what you're supposed to pay? Okay. That's first, feelings later. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Dan, go.
Hey guys, so I'm out of town for work right now. I'm trying to fight some of the anxiety stuff just from noticing the switch, just in her behavior, just super, super distant even further. Did get a call this morning, or I guess it was probably about an hour ago, so it wasn't morning, but from the kids, and it came out just through, she had walked by and mentioned that another conversation on this job stuff came up. Sounds like she's most likely going to get it, but it will potentially start mid-January or so. And so the more confirmation she's getting with the job, it seems like the more distance is being created between us. And so trying to figure out how, like, I'm trying to be as supportive as I can and just celebrate the win that she is going to get a job because it's a huge deal. But also keep myself in check and understand, like, if the decision is made of, okay, now I have financial means and I want to move forward and get the attorney and do whatever I got to do, not allow that to affect me and continue to show up and do what I got to do.
It can. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen any of my content on this, but like, it doesn't take much, guys. It could take a new job like Dan's wife. It could take $1 more an hour raise. Mm-hmm. She actually might just not care about money anymore. Just be like, I'm cool with paying for healthcare and not presents now. I just want to have time with my family. We'll make snow angels and gingerbread houses. It could be Cindy gets a divorce and she's inspired. It could be a funeral. It could be the dude at Starbucks that says something. Guys, literally separate from it. You're trying to separate from it because none of that matters. If she's not connected, if she doesn't feel like she's emotionally connected, if she's not safe with you, if she's got all these concerns about the past, if you're too hyped up about what could happen, in this case, it's a job. Sure, she doesn't need you. She's got the means. But it doesn't matter. Guys get so wrapped up on this, and it doesn't matter because the reality is the problem is not that she doesn't have the means. The problem is she doesn't want to have the means with you. So focus on you. Okay? Don't worry about it. Because, dude, let's say the job falls through, but then somebody dies tomorrow. She might go, life is too short. And you're like, oh, fuck, I thought it was a money problem, but I was wrong this whole time. It's because life is short. Like, no, you still missed problem number one, which is you. She doesn't want to connect with you, right? So use that information, Dan, and try to go, none of this matters. This is what she's using as a motivation to say it's okay. But I tell you guys all the time, I've seen women leave their husbands who don't take anything but a suitcase and some pictures, man. One of them being my dad's wife. Multi-millions she's owed. Last I heard, she didn't take anything. I mean, I'm sure that might change, but over a year, didn't care. Figured out how to get a mortgage on her own. Probably a third-party lender. That's way more interest if you don't know. Doesn't give a fuck. Just wanted out. Millions. Walked away from millions. So don't look at it like that. Look at the problem. Problem is she wants out. Away from you. Focus on you. Show her why she doesn't need to leave. Now, even if she leaves, she's got the means. She leaves, Dan, it's okay. You still show up, right? Remember what I always tell you guys. You guys probably, if it wasn't you, it was everybody else anyway. You lived together beforehand. You were banging beforehand. You had dreams beforehand. There was no marriage certificate. It's not like we got married and life changed and all of a sudden we're doing all these wonderful things. No. So try not to let this guide you. The problem number one is you. Just show up and be your best damn self. Most authentic, follow your core values, make decisions around that, provide structure with those decisions, and show her what she's going to miss if she leaves, when she leaves. Use your kids. Don't use your kids. I always want to be clear. But the opportunity you have to show up differently with them, let them tell your wife, right? People in your life. Christmas is a wonderful time. Post some social media with some of the stuff you're learning. Inspire people. See if you can help them. Here's a way to start that. It can be something like, I hope this post motivates somebody. And then give some truth, whatever that truth is. I'm going to make something easy. I'll say the guitar. I've struggled to play the guitar for 20 years, so I did something totally stupid, and I bought a $1,000 guitar so that I would make me want to play. And now I'm playing blah, 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 and, play a little song, whatever. If you guys want a few tips on how to get motivated, please let me know. It could be something stupid like that, but you're doing something different. You're not selfish anymore. You're giving.
Right.
You know, all
Okay.
of these kinds of things with your kids, with people in your life, they all show you as a different person. And then when you're with her, there's actions that have backed up the actions that you're showing with her. You're not trying to convince her anymore. You're not trying to sell yourself. You're not trying to talk your way into her head, heart, vagina. But you can't do any of that if you're only focused on, oh, crap, she's got the means. Because that's not the problem. The money is not the problem. That's a provider mentality. And that mentality has stifled so many men in their marriage.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. My wife likes to live comfortably. Me too. We've lost it all. We've built it all. We've done this several times now. You know the story. But Catherine she can pinch a penny. She can marketplace pick up all day long and make it all work. And like, she would survive without a big paycheck. She would. So it's not the money. Take it from the guy who lost everything and had to work to save his marriage, truly broke. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. All right. iPhone. I don't know who you are because you guys got to click the three dots on the top of your screen or down on the bottom, whichever device you're on, and then change your name. Especially because there's a lot of new people. iPhone, you're up or you're not up. What do you want to do? Okay, let's move on. Kevin, you had your hand up. Your number is up, 339, blah, blah, blah. You should change your name sometime. All right, Kevin, go ahead. Your hand was up earlier. You're muted, dude.
Am I unmuted now?
Yes, you are.
Sorry, I'm on my phone traveling. We're down at the coast in Mombasa, Kenya right now, and yeah, well, I kind of changed my mind about putting my hand up, but here I am. So today is my anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Best day of my life, dang it.
Here we go.
Been really tough. Started out, so this place has a lot of memories, childhood memories for me. This is the place I grew up in Africa. Romantic, a lot of dreams, a lot of expectation, I should say, on my wife. And basically, as we were coming down here yesterday, knowing we're separated, we're staying in different rooms, all that was dashed into my Mr. Nice Guy triangle. If anybody read my my posts on the health thing. And so I feel like I got through it. I finally kind of got out of it, had some really good responses from my wife. Felt like I was stat responding properly and really working it. And then we had our counseling session today, and she wanted to go through with a 2-month time to heal. And I felt like we were both in a really good spot, like she was. And so we were just, sitting around the pool and stuff, me and my kids, they were connecting with me. And I feel like she just got really jealous of them connecting with me. And this afternoon, she just flipped. Went berserk on me. And I'm still trying to stat respond. I'm still trying to hold that tension. But I don't know this woman anymore. Like, where did this come from?
No, first off, it's really normal.
What she wants, dude.
It's really, really, don't even try to understand what she wants. She doesn't even know what she wants right now. Like, try to remember that almost all of us go through that period where you will connect more because you're intentional about your relationships now. So you connect more with your kids and you get closer. Especially a lot of the wives, not every wife is like this, but a lot of wives kind of back off because they're like, wow, I can, right? Now, your kids are older, so that's slightly different. But the thing is, if you're connecting more and you're being intentional about relationships, you're statting with your kids too, for example, right? Like, it's going to all look weird and confusing for her, and it's going to just understand where she's come from. Who the fuck is this guy? Now keep in mind, she's under the same pressure, the same thoughts, the same hurt, the same confusion about the anniversary today, right? So there's all kinds of weight on her shoulders too. So the best thing you can do is just keep showing up. I'd actually connect more with the kids. She doesn't want to be fun and engaging. I'd still be curious and fun with her for sure. Don't let it affect you, but turn to the kids and engage them more. fuel the fire. Why? Because that's not bad to connect with your children. If she's mad about that, she needs to evaluate and reflect, right? That has nothing to do with you. That's her problem. She's not connecting. She's jealous. She's having whatever concerns or issues over what? You doing something positive? So don't let that change your trajectory of what you're doing. In fact, turn it up. Okay? Might be everything you need, Kevin, to get some real truth out of her, some real connection. Because therapy does that sometimes too, right? It brings you down, anchors you down to the past. Let's talk about this, let's talk about that. And that's not what we do as Lords. We'll do that for our wife when she needs to, but we want to move the thing forward. Therapy forces you to conversations you don't even need to have half the time. Like if you guys watch our podcast, Catherine and I are literally having quality time addressing things we've never discussed because we didn't fucking need to. Now we're doing it for you guys, for the world, sharing it. But that's more like therapy. Well, we're good. It's easy to do that now, but you're not. So it's really hard to go through that with therapy and letting her feel this and feel that. It's easier if you can control the environment that you have, right? Providing a safe place for her without backup from somebody else or without being ganged up on because there's somebody else in the room. Very few therapists are like compartmentalizing it on both sides. You know what I mean? But you know that because even in the pastoral world, it's the same thing, right?
Sure. And I just couldn't believe the difference between AM and PM. Like, what the heck? It was out of nowhere. Like, and I certainly don't want to. We have a few short days, like 2 weeks with our adult kids, and then they're back to the States, and that's it. I don't want to be a wedge for her. I want her to feel connected to them too.
Whoa. You are not being a wedge by connecting with your kids. That is a her problem. That is a her choice thing. That has nothing to do with you. If you're having let me put it in perspective. You're having a great time. I'm going to say, let's pretend you're playing Pictionary. I don't know what you guys are doing. You're talking, you're playing Pictionary, you're getting along, having a great time. It's a wonderful night, okay? And she feels whatever she's feeling, insecure. She wants them to be on her side, let's say. She's feeling jealous because she doesn't get to spend time with them. She's just angry because you're here. How could you do this to me? I don't care what it is she's feeling. All that's a her problem because you only have a few short days with your kids, you just said. She has the same opportunity. She's welcome to join you. Invite her. Go bring her along. Hey, babe, come on. We're going to go play Pictionary. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Or whatever it is that you're doing. Hey, babe, you just missed this. Oh, my gosh. And tell the funny story. Get over here. You're missing it all. Invite her in there, man. It's not your responsibility to deal with what she's going on. It's your responsibility to understand what she's feeling, if you can, but provide structure for where you want it to go. That's it.
All right.
Now, we're not fixing it. We're not saying, come on, babe. Like, they're only here for a few short days. Like, I want you to enjoy this too. All that stuff you told us, we're not going to tell her that. She knows that. That's lecturing. That's teaching. We're not going to tell her that. But your responsibility is to show her. She's missing out. That'd be like if you went on a date. Remember I told you ask her out for anniversary dinner and you go without her, Or you tell the kids, hey, mom didn't want to go, but you guys want to go for dinner, have these reservations, right? Do it.
Pretty much how it turned out.
There you go. Yeah. Then she's missing out, not you, right?
Yeah, no, it's tough, man. Tomorrow morning, I probably can expect some repair. I hope, like from her side that she would, because she's got to feel it. Like it's got to kill her the decision she made to walk away from dinner tonight. So, and
what do you mean repair? What do you mean repair? Repair with you, with the kids?
Yeah, I think she's ostracized herself through this process. I mean, not with me, it was one thing, but with the kids, definitely like the kids can't understand, like, what the heck, because it does feel like. You
let them deal with that. Let her deal with that with the kids. She's just welcome. And you tell the kids that. It's okay, this is a really difficult time. Right? If I recall correctly, you told the kids what's going on, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So just be the support system for your wife for them. You guys know this has got to be the hardest thing for her. Yeah, but she shouldn't leave you. She should be with you, blah, blah, blah. This has got to be hard for her, right? Let's not give her a hard time. You know how much we all love her. Let's make sure she feels that. You can teach your kids that. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you lead by the rest of it by example. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She might repair, she might not. Sometimes people get in their contempt zone, man. That's how it goes. Right? They sit in their pain, they play in their pain even worse. That's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to show her there's much more joy over here. What's that?
Yeah. It's not her natural way. I mean, she's
so just keep being be the normal, natural way she would be, which is what you're learning to do, right? In this new, wonderful man that you're trying to be, the excited guy, the fun guy, the curious guy, the safe guy, the Lord that you're trying to be will bring her to what she's naturally like. Especially if you've got the kids all loving on her, inviting, no matter how much you walk away, we love you, mama. No matter how much you ignore us, we still want you here. Come on. And you're not saying this. You're just, come on, get over here. You're missing this. Oh, tell the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then deal with the rejection.
Yeah. I'm still on the bottom rung of that ladder, but trying to show up and do that.
It could be a challenge, that's for sure. And especially if the kids are getting upset too. So make sure you're on your wife's team when the kids are getting upset. That shows that shows your kids that you want your marriage to work. You're not just saying it. And it also shows your wife. But it also should tell you something about yourself. Who's my teammate? She's just hurting right now. Remember, she's feeling all those feelings you're feeling too. It's your anniversary today and you're not together. The kids are here and you're not together, but you get to see them because she can't because you're there. Whatever's going through her mind. It just sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels like the bad, like I'm not intentionally doing that, but I think she feels like she knows that it's not my decision to be in this situation and to hold her ground. She feels like I'm making her look like the bad guy, which is not the case.
This is like Jeff's wife. This is like where a lot of wives will go, oh, you're just trying to manipulate things. Oh, you're just trying to turn the kids against me. Don't fall into that trap. You are not. You are just in love with your wife and your kids are here visiting into the country. That's it. Keep it real, man. Yeah. Don't jump on a crazy train with her. Okay?
All right. Thanks, Cass.
You got it. Maddie, you were going to tell him something, I think?
No, I actually just had my own little thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Look, I think I've actually just reflected on this while we were chatting, but I thought I'd throw it out to the group anyway. My wife doesn't like flashy big surprises in front of people. This Christmas, I went and brought her a couple of gifts based off around my lover's list and things that have gone in the past. I put a lot of thought into them, not expensive, but there is one expensive gift. And I usually like to play like a bit of a game on Christmas or whatever, and like I might leave that expensive gift hidden until later in the day and then give it to her. And I was going to make sure that I did that only when the kids were around. But then I've sort of sat back and maybe thought, you know what, this could be my giving to get. This could be my nice guy. This could be a lot of other things over the years where I've been looking for that gratitude. And I'm kind of just wondering, do I just wrap the expensive gift up and chuck it under the tree with the others and it's just another gift?
Use that one.
And just leave it be?
Yeah, I mean,
and just show.
I think so. This is not what I would call a flashy surprise in front of everybody. It's literally a gift. Yeah. And you have more means than a lot of people. So if this costs more money than a lot of people could spend, that's all proportionate. So don't fall into that trap. Yeah. Just think about it normally. It's a gift. It's Christmas. Christmas gifts are opened up typically in the morning. They are in your home. Open it up. That's it. Yeah. Unless you're trying. Sorry, let me question something for you though. Are you worried at all about yourself thinking, oh, cool, like the kids are going to see what I got or anything like that? Or or the other thing that happens sometimes with nice guys in the lovers list is you're looking for extra gratitude because you did put all the thought into it. Nothing like that.
That's what it was in the past.
Okay, but not now.
Yeah, well, that was pretty much the revelation that I just had whilst I was waiting to talk.
Okay.
I pretty much went, you know what? In the past, I think this was me chasing extra gratitude and me chasing, her validation and her response and all those things. And I kind of just realized then that, like you just said, it is just a bit more mean. So it actually is just a gift. And the other gifts are really thoughtful as well. And this is something she wanted. So
that's all. That's where you just leave it. That's where you leave it. It's perfect.
That's it.
You know? Yeah. I know that I struggle with the same thing. Like when I got Catherine the puppy painting right there, you know? I knew that she would love it. I knew that she wanted it. I waited for years. I waited for the second dog to pass away. And I knew it would be wonderful, but that didn't mean that she wouldn't have hated it and like it just hurt so bad to look at it every day. You know? I mean, who really knows? Right. And so I remember I have to keep myself in check too, because when you are trying to be very thoughtful, that the natural tendency of the nice guy is to be like, oh yes, I'm going to win. And of course I joke like that, of course. But the point is to not take it personal. If it's not the thank you that you think you deserve, or the she didn't touch you when she said thank you is another one for guys. Right, man. I thought you would have jumped on me and I could have spun you around, or you know, stuff like that. Like we should be careful of that. The point is, you hopefully give her something that she loves. That's it, and don't worry. Oh darn! So just like I use that line, if it's not funny, oh damn, I thought that'd be funny. I use the same one if it's not a great gift. Not a good one, eh? Okay, next time. Like who cares? You just try to move it away. Is what it is. You won't win every time. You know, I don't think. No, all good. But yeah, give it to her Christmas, man. That's when you open presents. That's when I do it. Remember, your means are different. Man, you could buy a brand new yacht, and that's not flashy in front of everybody because your means are different than ours. It's proportionate, right? Makes sense? Yeah. So her definition of flashy is totally not the same as, you know, just give her the gift. Yeah, too easy. Okay, cool. All right, Eric, go. Oh, I sorry, Eric, I muted you instead of unmute you.
I got it. Okay, so two things. The gift kind of brought something else up. I started out like three weeks ago in the program, maybe a month or something. Been going at it hard. It's made a big difference. My relationship like last week really kind of flipped. I think she made the decision to get back in both feet, and she had made the decision once before and came home, but she totally, when she got home, flipped and was rethinking it. But I think she's really kind of got back in, and she's trying. So that's really positive. It feels good. My heart's in a good place right now. It feels awesome. From you guys, like what I'd ask of you guys is hold me accountable, because I feel like I've just scratched the surface. The things in the program did help turn it, but I've just scratched the surface. I know that like I have a lot of work left to do, and I want to finish the program and really try to master it. Maybe help somebody else out farther down the line. On the gift thing, I'm gonna get her. You said when I first started this thing, we were having some kind of conversation. You said, draw a line. The old marriage is back there. The new marriage is, we're going to draw a line. We're going to start new. So what I'm wanting to do for a gift is, when we got married 18 years ago, I was just a kid, and the ring I bought her really small, and we really don't wear our rings anymore. I almost gloved my finger one time when I was, and she just doesn't wear hers. So I'm wanting to get her a nice wedding ring with a nice big rock, because the situation is like I'm going to ask her to marry me again on Christmas, some Christmas or New Year's. Leave the old marriage in the past.
I like the idea, but I don't know if you're ready yet, right? Like if you think, first of all, this is just preference. You can be totally different, especially if she and you love Christmas. But I would, knowing what I know now, I would keep Christmas and proposal separate. Christmas and wedding separate. Yeah, and holiday and wedding separate. Personally, preference though. Oh,
no, for sure. And I wasn't going to, if I do decide to do it like Christmas, I wasn't going to do the marriage, like ask her like to remarry. I wasn't going to do it in front of the kids. I was going to make it totally separate, because I didn't want it to be something where it was like forced because people were watching. It was going to be more of a private thing.
Well, and here,
I decide to do it.
Along those lines, here's one of the reasons why I support what I just said. So if you're using your money to buy a ring, not gifts, then what's a ring supposed to be? A ring is supposed to be separate. Let's just say the traditional would be 3 months salary, right? So I think it's even gone up. Honey, has it gone up nowadays? Is it like 6 months salary for a ring? I don't know. Anyway, like my point is that is supposed to be above and beyond your regular means when you're being this romantic. Okay. So I personally don't love the idea of taking that theory, that romances, and then throwing it into a gift. You know what I'm saying? But further to all of that, though, because that's not really the issue, I think. I think the issue is more, I want to make sure you're ready. Let me give you an example. A week ago or a little longer, you felt like really low. You know what I mean? And now because you feel like you're winning, right? You feel like your wife is checking in a little bit. And you have this on the back of your mind because it's something I said, right? Draw the line. That's the old marriage. This is where we're going, okay? Well, I was probably talking about you, not the marriage at the time. I don't actually recall it, but I would think I'm thinking about you, not the marriage. I want you to be making this decision based off of you and the love that you have for her, right? Not because it looks like things are better for 1 week. I want you to be ready. Here's why. There's even a point where I want to be marrying, not necessarily me, but we get you guys remarried, right? Renew your vows. Do the whole thing. Well, I don't see that happening until you've got some time behind you, right? Because what does time do? Time heals all wounds, right? So if you're showing up and you've actually healed all wounds and you got the time behind you to back it up, that's kind of like actions speak louder than words. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you what to do. I think it's a sweet idea, but I would encourage you to hold on this one just for now. Get more comfortable with who you are and the man you want to be. Get through the rest of the reset. Make sure you like the direction she's going too.
No, and I'm glad you said that. I'm glad I brought it here because she picked a couple other gifts down at the jewelry store that she wanted, and I was going to get those as her Christmas gifts, and the ring was going to be separate, kind of a separate thing. But maybe, probably what I'll do is I'll get her the 2 gifts that she picked at the jewelry store, get the ring, start paying on it, and let some time pass. And you're probably right. Give it some more time, and it can be in the new year. There's no rush on this.
Yeah. Also, careful with jewelry. Even if she picked it, I'm not saying don't get jewelry. I'm just saying there's way more thoughtful things than, I don't know, just get me jewelry. For example, she might love jewelry. She might also, for a lot of women, just say, get me jewelry because you suck at buying gifts. Go fucking be thoughtful on something, at least one thing. Super thoughtful. Lover's list. Something she's wanted. Something she forgot about. Combine 2 gifts. Game-changing gift giving. Okay? Cool? Somebody wrote in the chat, time doesn't heal all wounds. I researched it. No, of course time doesn't heal all fucking wounds. I don't remember who Larson is, but no. The work and the time. What do you think the patience formula means, you guys? Come on. Who's Googling that? Speak your fucking name out. Larson. I can't remember who Larson is. Who needed to search that? Cliches are there for a reason, but what do we do with them? We either use them or we abuse them. Okay? Obviously, time will do nothing. You can twiddle your thumbs like you did for a long time and nothing changed in your marriage. In fact, it got worse. Time fucked your wounds. They made them worse, dug a hole in them. Obviously, you need to work. But when you show up long enough, what does the time do? It heals all wounds. The problem is you guys take everything so literal, just like the Atkins diet. It was not a no-carb diet. Google that shit. It's not a no-carb diet. Go ahead. Let me know what you come up with. There's all kinds of things people bastardize. That's the problem. You get half-assed with your research. All right. Who's next? That's it. We're good. Marriage is on fire. Awesome. All right, guys. I'm working on a couple big things. I'll let you guys know soon. Also, Pete started his Saturday calls, 8 a.m. Obviously, that might change this weekend, Pete, or are you doing one this weekend? You're muted. I think you said you will be doing one?
I can do one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can do one.
Okay, and then Andy, he's not on the call today. Andy's going to be starting one this Thursday. I just have not put it up on a schedule yet. This Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific. Andy's going to be running another call. And these are going to be regular calls for everybody. Okay? Cool? Cool. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Thanks, guys. See ya.